How are people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all those fancy rich people able to run so many stinking companies? Like, how do they do this? It's because they are deadly good at many things, but one of them, time management. So you might think it's boring, but I will give you some time management strategies in this video that will help you grow your business to be the next Elon Musk. Probably not, but maybe. What up, Pod Squad? Thank you for watching today. And if you haven't got your free sample kit from Mighty Line, they are sponsoring today's video. Go get it, literally for free. They'll ship you their best-selling products. Go to mightylinetape.com/stripe it. Deadly good for interior warehousing. Love it. And that's worth your time right there. Go do that. So time management is like, what do you mean time management? What's that all about? Look, I'm not going to go into like long-winded stuff about it, even though I would love to nerd out about it. Time management is not something that comes naturally to me. I've had to learn a lot of strategies in order to not stink at it and waste time and blah, blah, blah. So how can you be very efficient with your time management? So let me set the frame here a little bit for you, okay? So if you're a business owner and you're trying to grow the company and you're on the tools a lot and you're trying to get off of the machines and you're like, trying to find time to like recruit and post job postings and like also do your social media and post on LinkedIn because that's a good idea, and make sure that your sales are up to date and make sure that you're not too busy in the field. So you might have to jump into production at times, and you got to make sure that you're also getting the latest technology, and on it goes, right? That's 8 things I mentioned without even batting an eye. There's so many things to do. So a couple things that are going to help you, okay? Number 1, Eisenhower matrix. Whoa, fancy stuff. Just Google image search it. It's pretty cool. So the Eisenhower matrix is really simple. I'm going to pull mine up here so I make sure I know what I'm talking about. This is something that I use slightly altered, but essentially it's the Eisenhower matrix. It's like breaking everything you do into 4 boxes, okay? So imagine these 4 boxes. You have like on the left-hand column going up and down, a box that says do and urgent. A box that says urgent and important. That's your top left box. Now your top right box is not urgent, but important, okay? Then you go down to the box in the bottom left and it's not important, but it is urgent. And then you have a 4th box, which is not urgent, not important. So go check out the image of it. So what's the point of the Eisenhower matrix? It's like when you have those 18 things to do as a business owner, not all of them are urgent and important. Some of them might be like not important at all, and they're not urgent. So it's like those are things that you want to just completely avoid. Like delete them. Don't do things that are not urgent, not important. But you might also have things to do as a business owner that we like to call as on fire. Things that are urgent and they are, they are important. That's things that you have to like do. So if there's like a major problem, if like one of your guys calls in sick and you got to show up on, those are things you have to do. Okay, those are urgent and important. Now, one thing that trips up a lot of business owners is the bottom left box, the box that is urgent but not important. Okay. So things that are urgent, not important would be like answering emails and like, phone calls from people. And like, you might think like, well, those are important. Well, they're actually not. Like, yes, you can't just be a jerk and not respond to your email, but the actual like important things in the business are not happening over email, right? So as your business grows, depending on the size of your business, you might look at hiring an assistant to help you with your emails. That's something I've done. It's been super, super helpful. Go read Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell, the best book on hiring an assistant ever. Now, last thing I want to say about this Eisenhower matrix is where you want to spend most of your time is in the top right box. This is the things that are not urgent, but they are important. Now, that might be like a mind twist for you. You're like, why would I want to do things that are not urgent? Because a lot of the things that are going to unlock the next level of growth for you in your business are things that are important, but they're never urgent. Okay. Like, crafting a specific marketing campaign might be something that's not urgent. Your business will survive without it, but it could be super important. Refining your sales process and documenting how we do things in sales. That's not urgent. You can survive without it, but it's one of the most important things you can do. So one of the ways that I like to analyze my time management is like, how much of my time can I possibly get into that top left or top right box. Sorry, top right. Work that is super important, but it's never urgent. That's like the list of things that you're like going to build out. I literally call it my build list on my task management system. Those are things that I want to be building. And my job is to spend as much time as I possibly can building the next thing. I don't want to be spending my time like answering emails and like doing the daily stuff that are urgent and important. I will have to do some of those, but I don't want to. Okay. That's super helpful. The other thing that's going to be super helpful for you is imagine everything that you do, potential decisions you make through two lenses. How much impact is this going to make and how much cost is this going to make? Okay. So what am I talking about? So let's say you write out a list. You're a business owner, so you always have ideas, right? Let's say you write out a list of all the ideas you want to do. Like want to hire another person, want to redo the website, want to start a specific marketing campaign, want to try running ads for the first time, want to, all those ideas, write them all out. And then you're going to, very similar to the Eisenhower matrix, you're going to put them in like a quadrant, like do. Which of these things are low cost versus high cost? And which of them are going to produce results that are low leverage and high leverage? Okay, so you can kind of picture that in your brain. Low cost, high cost, we're talking financial cost, and then low leverage versus high leverage. So in other words, what am I going to get out of that? So if you build out this list of stuff that you want to do in your business, you might find one that's like, this is going to be like a really high cost to do, like redo my website, but it's not going to get me much. Like I'm expecting a low leverage output. Okay. Don't ever do those. Don't do like high cost, low leverage things. Now that might sound like so stupid obvious. You're like, what a waste of this video. I'm going to stop watching, which you shouldn't do because that hurts our YouTube numbers. No, it's not stupid obvious. When you're the business owner, you can get really caught up in this stuff and like start thinking about like, well, because it's high cost, maybe it's worth it. Maybe I should spend $4,000 and redo my website. Maybe I should like spend all this money on a marketing agency. Sometimes that's the answer, depending on the business. But literally, your job as the business owner is to identify what are the things that the business needs now. So in other words, if instead of doing a high cost, low leverage thing, why not on your list identify something that's going to be low cost, but produce high leverage? Okay. So again, stupid obvious, right? It's not. When we are in the weeds, we can sometimes mess this up, and we sometimes default to what we're comfortable with, or maybe we just heard someone else did it, right? Oh, I saw this like fancy guy with a 9-figure company do this, so it must be good. No, just because it worked for a 9-figure guy doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You got to figure out what will get you the highest leverage. Now, if you were to build out your idea list, you got like 30 things on there, it's entirely possible that you're a good business owner and you've done all of the low cost, high leverage things. Okay. So at that point, you now need to identify like, do we spend our time now with like low cost, but low leverage things? Or do we spend our money on like high cost, but high leverage, right? So if you think about all of your tasks in that way, it will help you figure out what are the things that I need to be working on. So to bring this whole thing full circle, when I started at the beginning mentioning Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, these guys have like bazillions of companies, right? And how do they do it? Well, it's because again, there's many things, but one of the things they are really good at is like, where do they spend their time? Elon Musk is not spending his time in the Eisenhower matrix on like doing urgent, important or non-important things. That guy is focused entirely on the non-urgent things that are important, that will grow SpaceX and Tesla and X and Neuralink and all his crazy companies to the next level. He lives entirely in that box. Now, you and I can't spend all of our time in that box, but the more time we can, the better. Similarly, they're also really good at identifying like, what are the levers we can pull that will be lower cost but higher leverage. Now that they have Amazon, there's nothing they can do. Jeff Bezos can't do anything that's low cost, high leverage. They've exhausted all those. But people like you and I, we might have low cost, high leverage things that we can do. So think about that. If you need more help, want to go through that a little bit more, hit me up, drop a comment in this video. I will respond to them. We're deadly good at responding to comments. And if you want to chat more about that one-on-one, You know how to find me. Send me an email or go to the website, stripeitacademy.com. Hit me up and I will chat with you about business, time management, Elon Musk, anything you want to talk about. Boom. Keep your stripes hot. We'll talk to you next week.